Game load time? Yes. We're gonna play the Splitgate 2 Advanced 13. Actually, no. We're gonna go day by day. Today we'll play the novice one. Tomorrow we'll play the intermediate one. Starting 2 days from now, we'll start with the advanced. Let's go novice. Let's go. There we go. $88. Damn. Oh, bro. That's clearly that's probably adaptive tasks, and it got bugged. And this one is real. Ish. Pwah. Insane PB. Oh, nice. That's better. That's better. Okay, now we got laser truck. $5.7K? That's probably bug. No, this guy's cheating. That's great. Yeah, cheats for sure. Nice, nice BB. Last one on this one. Nice. Like that. Real fierce control. Oh, shit. I'm on circus. I gotta share something real quick with my Aim Labs co-workers. Okay. Back to it. Fucking Maddie with 72 at the top. Fucking nail, mate. Oof, so close. Back. I choked at the end. I was so close. Okay, now we have. Ooh, right track. Okay, let me get ready for this one. Let's go. Not bad. Let me actually finish this one. I'll take a 1 minute break or something. That was close. Okay, before playing this, I'm gonna take a little break and go to the bathroom. BRB. Ok, he vuelto. Hola, Voltage. Todo bien, ¿y tú? Jugué un rato y ahora tenía ganas de terminar la rutina y después voy a terminar el stream porque voy a hacer otras cositas que no se pueden ver. My Goto. Sí, para target switching o tracking siempre disparar permanentemente, ya sea con el mouse o con un botón del teclado. I'm going to translate that because it's a good question. For tracking or switching scenarios, you always have to hold down shoot, be it with your mouse mouse click, like left click, or with a keybind in your keyboard. Yeah, this guy's cheating clearly. And I'm going the one. Yeah, okay, fuck this guy. What's his name? Engo Endo one. He shall be banned. Nice. Rip, merecido, weón. Honestly, being a cheater in like any game is cringe, but like in an aim trainer is like a new kind of low. Ooh, Skytruck. This one's one of my favorite dusks. I'm not so far from number one actually. Oof. Slide switch. Slide switch entry. It's a speed switching scenario. Make a couple of seconds. Rest my wrist. Okay. I'm ready to keep going. You want to follow Hodips. I don't know how to say your name, sorry. Clean run. Hodips. Is it like tips or tips? I'm guessing tips. Like steps. Right? Or am I crazy? How many hours do you have in aim labs? More than 2K. It's hard to tell how much of those are actually playing because I've spent hundreds of hours on Creator Studio making scenarios and or playlists. But yeah, I have like 2.1K, I think. Like in total. I'm actually want to check. I'm curious now. almost 2.3K. I have 2.279K. ¿Has probado los Hot Pockets? No. Hi, Fap. Papazzi. Papazzi. Papasini. Papasini disponibili. Did you hard grind aim training or just grinding over time? I mean training over time, I guess. I'm no, to be honest, I'm lying. I have like periods of time where I like grind more. Like when I want to get a specific rank, like I will take rank for example. Like I usually play way more, but in general, it's a gradual thing for sure. Like it's something that comes over time. What I recommend is that you play and focus on like different stuff. I mean, it's good to you have a goal, achieve that goal, obviously, but like in general, unless you are grinding for a specific scenario, I'd recommend you play a variety of things to like cover all the aiming techniques. That's why I made BDIM. Like if you use exclamation routine and you use the one that says general, the one that says BDIM choose version, and you choose aim labs in this case, that routine is like something that covers like all aiming techniques, like regardless of game, regardless of anything. Like it's something that will train like every aspect of your aim, and it's divided by day and by category. You know, you have to send this theme. It's in my Discord, Fab. If you use exclamation visuals, it says to go to the visual themes channel on my Discord. This one is called like main Marvel or something like that. It's literally one that's like themed because it's the one I usually use. Like I use it for pretty much everything, to be honest. Awesome. That's a cool point. This is the novice one. If you're not sure where to start, I would start with this one. I feel it's fairly challenging, like even for more advanced players. But I would play this one until you feel like very confident, and then move to intermediate, and then eventually move to advanced. And also, reminder that this is not a warm-up routine. This is like a full training routine. For example, I already finished playing Splitgate for today, so this is why I'm playing this now. If I were to play this before playing, it's way too long and you'll get way too tired. So like it would be like detrimental to your actual in-game performance. That's why I also made a warm-up routine, which is like 15 minutes. And it has like way easier variations of scenarios. So that's the one you would play before actually playing. That's all in the document itself. And oh, nice PP. Well, the same commanded routine. It has the one that has Splitgate. That leads you to a dog that has like the three main routines divided by difficulty, and then the warm-up routine, which is like universal to anyone, regardless of difficulty. Sure. Yeah, I'd say so. Splitgate and Apex are kind of similar in the aiming techniques that they cover, or that they are, or the ones that are more prevalent in the game. So it would, yeah. But I also made Apex routines with Voltaic, and if I remember correctly, there was a warm-up routine there too. So maybe play the one in the Splitgate one, yeah. But also check that one out. That one should be in the Voltaic Discord and the resources. If you aren't in the Voltaic Discord, you have to go here. Yeah, the Discord. And then in resources, there's one that says like game-specific routines or something like that, and then there you will find like many games, and one of them is Apex, and there is a warm-up routine, and there's also full training routines more specific to Apex itself. I am definitely defined to whatever that is now. That's great. That's the point of this. Like, they are not massively long routines, but they should be quite challenging. And at the end of the day, you need challenge to actually improve your mechanical skill in any discipline, not only aiming. Like I don't know, like if you're learning to play guitar and you play the same song every day, you're not going to improve. You have to challenge yourself. And the warm up, even though it's considerably easier than the actual training routines, it still covers pretty much all the techniques. So like, even by playing the warm up like 15 minutes a day every day, you should improve eventually. It's just, so it's obviously going to be slower and less like nuanced and less specific, but it should work anyway. Doing the video in static place at the moment. Any tips on improving micro correction speed? I mean, I probably have to watch you play, but in general, I'd say the most important part is trusting your micro. I see a lot of people, me included, like this also happens to me, waste a lot of time double checking if they're on target. So like, let's assume this is static. Like I can just mouse cursor for the example. Usually when you're flicking, it has like two big steps. The initial flick to like close the distance, like the gap between the two targets, or the two targets you're flicking from and to. And then the micro correction if you notice you are off target. So like, let's say I'm here, like let's assume that like this is my crosshair, and I want to go to this target. So what I would do is flick, which is like fast, obviously not uncontrollably fast, but fast. And like on the last like quarter of the way there, you will start deaccelerating a little bit, so like you can land better on the target. And then let's say you land here. If you landed here, which you're on target, you would see this. Obviously, all of this is happening in like milliseconds, but you see this and you click and then you move to the next one. But what happens a lot, which is common obviously because we're not robots and we don't have built-in aimbot, is that you flick, you deaccelerate, and you land here, for example. And in that case, you have to notice where your cursor is. Like you have to look at it. And instead of clicking, in this case, what you would do is like micro correct and then click. But what a lot of people do is that they notice they're here, they see they're not on target, they micro correct, and then they check again if they're on target, and then they click. So what I mean by trusting your micro is that after the initial flick, and when you notice you're not on target, and then you micro, at that point, after the micro, you just simply have to click. And then move to the next target, regardless of if you kill the target or not. So like you don't have to waste time double checking if you're on target or not, because that will make you waste a lot of time. And yeah, that's how you like actually get faster. And obviously to like get better micros, in the sense that to make your micros be more accurate, then you would play micro focus scenarios like in the VDIM routine you're playing, like the first couple scenarios, all of them are like very micro focused. So like you actually improve your accuracy when microing. So that way, when you're playing a more complete scenario, in the sense that it's a scenario like this, if this was a static scenario where you have to flick and micro, you can actually trust your micro better. And so to improve the accuracy of your initial flick, you would play something like pokeball scenarios, because those you have to land on the target and then make sure you kill them before moving to the next one. And to improve your micro itself, you would play micro scenarios, and then you can put it all together and you'll be way faster. No problem. Bootlegger. Nice name. It's okay. Wait, what's your name again? Hoteps? Hoteps, yeah. Pokeball, yeah, Pokeball. Well, it can be poke, like poking, or pokey, like the Pokeballs from Pokemon. That's like in training lore. One day I will explain it, not today. But yeah, Pokeball altogether. Those are like static scenarios where you have to hold down. Actually, let me finish this routine and I'll show you. But basically, static scenarios where you hold down shoot all the time because the targets don't die with one click. You have to like actually hit them a couple of times with a tracking weapon. And if you don't kill them and you move to the next one, they regen health. So like you have to make sure you actually kill them, which is like very good for like initial flick accuracy because you have to land on them, kill them, and then move to the next one. Okay. Let me check this again. Oh, we got jump switch now. Thank you for the follow, Sorosa. Or, oh, gracias por el follow. I don't know if you speak English or Spanish. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, bootlegger. That means a lot. Se llegó. Okay. Actually, I want to check something out. No, let's wait after. Damn, nice PB. Sorazao, yo! Hello, hello. Hi, it's 434. Thank you for the follow. Ah, meta en 1.4 follows, sí. Oh, right. 1,401 followers. Good shit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for the follows. Fab! I'm so close to you. We're homies. Hell yeah, we're homies. Like kissing each other goodnight. Ah, yeah, yeah. But like homies, obviously. Type shit. Ah, I had it for a second, man. But now, ooh, drop TS. Sheesh. That's actually quite hard, but very useful for Splitgate. Damn. Okay, number 3. on, come on. We can get this, we can get this. No. Oh, nice. I got number one. Number one. Idiot. Okay, now the clicking ones. Okay, I haven't played clicking in a while, so let's fucking go. Oh, it's so fucking disgusting. I'm dancing way too much. Ah, that's another tip for micros. I think you asked me that, bootlegger, right? Yeah. Yeah, so basically the whole concept of like ARM or wrist or finger aiming doesn't really make sense. I mean, it makes sense in the sense that you use them for specific stuff, but the concept of I am an arm aimer or a finger aimer doesn't make sense, because when you're aiming, you use all of your arm, wrist, fingers, and you may use one or the other more at different times, depending on what you're doing or depending on your sensitivity, but you're using everything. So with that in mind, usually when you have a scenario where you're flicking and it's a wider flick, the flick itself is mostly being performed by your arm to like close that gap. And then on the micro itself, you're using more of your wrist and your fingers. So another important tip to increase your microing proficiency in general, not just your speed, but like your ability to perform them well, is tension. So like if you're flicking and you're death gripping your mouse and you're applying way too much tension because you want to like land perfectly or whatever, then when you have to make that transition from flick to microing, and that also implies a transition from arm to wrist or fingers, since they are way too tense, they will be like kind of locked in place. So it will be harder to actually do the micro itself. So like, remember when I talked about the flick itself, about like the last quarter or so of the flick being the part where you're like deaccelerating a little bit. Okay, when you're doing that, you're also supposed to be detensing your arm, because if you're like fully tense when you land, then you will have to like do a micro and it will be like harder. Like if you try like gripping your mouse and doing like small motions, it will be like way harder than if you're like lightly holding your mouse. Like it allows you for way better mobility and like nuance in your movement, rather than it being like micro flicking everywhere. So that's why it's important to also control your tension. But on the other hand, it's also important to know when you have to tense. Like the flick, for example, like the initial part, it should be considerably more tense than the actual micro, because you need that tension to actually be able to move your mouse fast and eventually be able to land. If you're like way too light on it, like it will be slower and potentially you will lose control of your mouse. So that's an important tip there too about that. No, I actually prefer wireless. But I prefer this mouse over existing wireless mice because I really like the shape and I really like how it feels, like the QC of the mouse. Like it's literally feels like it's built like a fucking tank. Like it's insane how good it feels. And because of the mouse, because of the wire, sorry, it's technically like the best mouse performance wise on the market right now. Well, not really right now, because they just released the B2 of the OP1. But I am waiting to get the OP1 wireless, which is like the same thing, but wireless and a couple grams heavier. So I'll see how much I like that. And the cable itself is actually pretty good. I actually had to get used to playing with a cable again because I played wireless for a long time. Now it's way different to a Superlight. Maybe on the camera it looks similar, but it is like way different. The Superlight is way taller and it's way bigger actually, like in general. There's actually a web page that's called Elo Shapes. Elo Shapes. And in that page you can compare like pretty much every mouse in existence. And like it gives you like stats of like their measurements and like their weight and like their sensor and everything. Holding the zone. Me alegro. Mis conejos. No problem. ¿Video de config de Aimbloss? No. En verdad no sé, creo que sí. Settings, maybe. Ah, sí. Mira el que dice Aimbloss. Es un clip. Es rápido, obviamente, pero podéis pausarlo. Strafe shot entry to click. I will play this in the warm-up, remember. Two-point PB! That's crazy. It's different, Fab. I think it's easier for, well, the name is strafe shot for a reason. Like it's easier, or it's better to teach you like strafe reading. On angle shot or pasu, it still teaches you a lot of movement reading, but it's like more linear. It's not really a linear scenario, but it's way less strafey than this one. So I would argue both are good, obviously, but strafe shot is probably more game like. .20 difference, W. Sí, lo más importante al final del día, Zone, es que te acomode el shape. A mí me pasó lo mismo con el Viper V3. Me gusta mucho ese mouse, encuentro que es muy bueno, pero es muy grande para mi mano. Holy Monarch Raid. M0 Narcs. That goes crazy. M0 Narcs goes crazy. Thank you so much for the raid. That means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope your stream was good. I actually was considering you to raid after my stream. I'm close to ending, but anyway. I hope it was nice. For anyone new, we are playing the Splitgate routines I made with Mikavelli, who is like a Splitgate pro player. He's very good, actually. That's what we're doing right now. It was okay? That's awesome to hear. Deserved my goat. A zero mid based. Do you have a soft one? Or is it like your first zero or your first horizon pad in general? The rating soft, I actually love the rating soft. That's what I'm doing, what I'm using right now, actually. My first zero. It's a great pad. It's probably my favorite mouse pad. Like if I had to use one mouse pad for the rest of my life, it would probably be the zero for sure. It's like the most balanced pad for sure. Oh my god, I'm trolling now. Yeah. I don't know if you use sleeves, because I've heard the zero is like not very good with sleeves. I don't really care about that because I don't use sleeves. But like that's like the only downside, I guess. I think there are some sleeves that work with it, but like you have to actually know which ones. Fuck. I trolled at the end. I was locked in for a second. Oh shit, sorry. The precision knit sleeve? It probably works. I think Pingu knows which sleeves work with it. June. Should ask her. I don't know if you talk with her actually, but she would know. She's a nerd like that. Okay, and the last scenario is pop shot multi, which is painful. It's disgusting, but it is very important. Very, very, very important. Let's go. You haven't spoken with her in a bit? Well, but I mean, if you ask in the Raw Input podcast Discord, maybe like someone will answer for sure. Or you could ask Matty too. I think he has the same sleeve, and he has zeros. I think, or straight up Biscos. I mean, she's like the zero nerd. Oh shit, this is actually very hard. Nice. We got number one. Number one in the world. Okay. Last run. Nice, 400. Good shit. And that's it. That's the end of the playlist. I think it's like very complete for Splitgate actually. And then if you use the warm up on top to actually warm up before playing, like your aim will improve like very quickly for this game, for sure. And I think this game is actually very aim heavy. It's obviously very important to know how to move around and TP and all of that shit that I'm still learning too, obviously, because I didn't even play Splitgate 1. But I've been in a lot of situations where aiming alone has saved me, basically. And if I were to actually become good with portals, then I think my aim would shine like even more. So I feel like it's very worth it to train your aim for this game. Okay, that would be the end of the stream for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Oh shit! Sorry, I literally punched the mic. So now we have to think who we're gonna raid because we can't raid Monarch because she raided us. So who do we have? I think what I did earlier was C. Oh, Aimbot Neon is playing. What? Is there anyone playing Splitgate that we know? Uh, nice, Fab. Do you actually play Splitgate? I don't remember if you've told me if you do. Streams. Damn, I don't know who to raid. Well, maybe for ranked, you can be back. Oh my god, I know who to raid. Hoping for ranked W. Hoping. Well, it's fairly soon. Man. Man. Who can we read, man? Okay, we're gonna just raid cows. I don't really know who they are, but they seem to be good at Splitgate, so let's go for it. Shut up, low gravity. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Chao gente, los quiero mucho. Que tengan un bonito resto de su día. Nos vemos mañana. Adiós. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.